say that a man who holds another man on the ground is also holding themselves down. And I know I speak in a lot of parables, but if y'all don't understand that one right there, then I don't know what to do. I think I'm getting misunderstood here by a lot of people whose faith probably not as big as a grain of sand or a mustard seed. And half of the other people are atheists and just have general view of the Bible, of the Word of God, and what it entails. See, one thing I absolutely dislike is you Bible thumpers that quote verses to try to justify the point you're trying to make. It's called manipulation. You're taking the words out of context and you're trying to make it forge a sword for the point you're trying to get across. It's wrong. Because a lot of y'all be forgetting when God said, I am an angry God. Oh, wait, y'all forget the part where he says, I'm a vengeful God. Oh, wait, y'all forget the part he says, I'm a jealous God. And in that book of that same book, the 7 deadly sins tells us anger, greed, gluttony. Says we shouldn't do anything out of anger. So what does God do when he get mad? You know, I'm sure he's literally raising hell. Now, for me personally, my story, me coming to this understanding, I had to walk and I had to be tested like Job and walk in the knowing that the promises of God are guaranteed in my life. You know what I'm saying? From conception, from inception. So for me, I understand it now. A lot of people walk around in deficits, spiritually bankrupt, morally bankrupt, emotionally, financially, mentally, physically, in every aspect that you can think of it as a structure or foundation that builds a person, a human being, to a solid structure. A lot of people are bankrupt and it puts them in a deficit. Not financially. It might be emotional, it might be physical, it might be mental, it might be spiritual, it might be some type of deficit that they're in because they're not balancing it out. Most people go into deficit, we play, the hot, the cold, the hot, the cold, and we balance it out. Wins with losses. For every loss, you got to go hard and get that win. But for some people, the way they think, the way they move, everything they do is always conniving. You're always forging to lie. You're always thinking of a lie. You're always thinking of a way to deceive somebody, to be manipulative, to get one up and rob somebody, take from Peter to pay Paul. You're always operating in a deficit. It's always a negative frame of thought, a negative frame of mind, negative action. And in return, you're getting negative reactions. So when you hang around people like that, you might be a good person with a good heart. And you hang around somebody like that and you know this is how they operate. They're always sneaking and geeking and doing little snaky shit and just doing this, doing that, doing too much. Just too much. And you keep enabling that character by taking your plus and adding on to that deficit that they're in. God is an angry God, right? He's gonna be like, so you must want to be in a deficit. I will help you right now. Let me just drain it all right now, and you could be in a deficit with them since you don't see that this person is not of good moral character, of good morality, and you want to hang with that. That's fine. I'll make you both birds of the same feather. How about that? I will put you in a deficit too. So God will starve you if you surround yourself with people who He don't want you to be around. You shouldn't be around with negative people. It happened to me, dog. Every time I got around this particular person, I was losing everything. I went from making $45 an hour to zero. It didn't happen to me once, not twice, 3 times was the charm. And I woke up. That Never allowed. Boy, I'm talking about something. You are not allowed in my perimeter. That's how much deficit this person was in life, spiritually bankrupt and financially, in every way you can think of. Poor mindset, poverty stricken. This person, I'm trying to feed him. Like, okay, you're starving here. God was like, don't you see this? Hey, hey, here you go. You starve too. How about, don't worry about it. How about both of y'all just ain't got no food then? Nobody eating then. About that. Tell me how you like it. Because God gave us all free will for us to choose to act. I chose to remove myself from the deficit. Okay. I removed myself from the deficit. I was like, Lord, I will keep my pluses. Thank you very much. I will keep my spiritual pluses, mental pluses, financial pluses, emotional pluses. I will keep my pluses. Thank you. And he like, you go back over there and try to feed that dog that gonna bite your hands. Sometimes God will stop what you have going on because the people that you have around you, he does not want to eat from your table. And that was my story, bro. Soon as I got from around them people, because they were waiting to say, I made her. They couldn't wait. They knew it was coming. They knew the light. They can see the light. They can see the abundance of blessed that I am as a person, because I have been a blessing to them in their deficit. I gave them a plus. I gave them a plus. They can't deny it. Spiritually, emotionally, financially, mentally, I gave them pluses. Just giving them points. Just loading them up. But God was like, no, that ship not gonna sail with that person on your boat, because they're just waiting for that ship to sail so they could punch a hole in your boat. So I said, hell no. I'm leaving y'all in y'all deficit and I'm getting on. Yeah, I give you help one time. It's okay to help people once or twice. But if you have somebody who just keep repeating the cycle and keep putting themselves in a deficit, bro, get gone.